On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, more summon banners, more pre-Lost Belts, and then actually Lost Belts. Very soon, actually. There's a stream going on right now. It's not that stream.
It's a variety show.
But there is a stream. I am one of your hosts. Now, I really wanted to do something with a shelf there, but I don't really have a good rhyme for Omega. Anyway, I'm Omega, and I'm definitely not on a shelf. With me, as always, Lucky, of the Infinite Shelves.
I still don't have enough.
You go on that shelf, there's more shelves. On top of that shelf, even more shelves.
So fractal shelves.
Some MC Escher shit.
Yeah, that's some Eclipse Faith bullshit. Up here, you just find a shelf, and oh look, there's another shelf on it. It just goes forever. You take sand damage. But on that note, I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka Heroes Need a Villain. And while we here at Pseudo Mega like to bring you the latest Neptune-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for the JP and EA version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should beware the spider in South America.
Yes. Now, keep in mind, obviously as recording this, I haven't named it yet, but I'm probably going to name this episode something like, We Spoil Lost Belt 7, and then put a little /s at the after part of the title, the part you probably won't see on YouTube, but it's there.
I don't know how I feel about that. People are not going to see it and get fucking mad.
Well, they won't, because we're not actually going to spoil Lost Belt 7 because it's not fucking out.
Yeah, I know, but people are still going to fucking believe it and come here with expectations. Because people are dumb on the internet.
Well, we'll try. We'll see. I gotta be honest, otherwise I don't know how we're going to get anybody to watch this video right now. I know that's not a great way to start it, but we haven't recorded yet. Maybe we'll shock you later.
We'll see.
Robin will make a funny joke in the time codes. We'll keep going. But we're in an awkward time of posting. As we brought up earlier, some of the FGO Winter Celebration streams are literally live right now. They're not the news-related ones. It's the Variety Hour stuff. And they appear to have split them into several streams over several periods, so they've got a lengthy rollout process. We've still got several hours our time. Let's see. Well, to give everybody context, it's about 9:30 my time, and I believe YouTube says that it would be 1:40 a.m. is when the actual FGO talks start, so that's 4-ish hours, 4 hours, 5 minutes. So this show will be long recorded by then, so we can't really wait for the extra news. And the news will be interesting, but we'll probably speculate on what exactly they're going to talk about on stream later. So we'll see what this episode is like. I promise you there are no real spoilers for Lost Belt 7 in here, because once again, the Lost Belt 7 isn't real yet. It's not live. If you happen to watch this in like 2 weeks or whatever, we don't know yet. We're recording this in the past. You're looking at now. But I would like to thank our lovely patrons who are here with us, who include but are not limited to Adam DeHarp, Arctic 10, Blixter G, Carlos, Dragon Ferris, Flatley Slicebird, Jeremy Vasquez, Jess Fay, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Regent Raptor, Razor Tenji, Rogue Robin, Sharvar, Shumprior, some guy named Bob 723, and the Crow. If you like what we do, want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon and get access to us early on. Some other guys really helps us out. Thank you for support, everybody.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you, Ax. We can't talk for more than probably 30 minutes about the Christmas story. Tops. It was good, but it was, 7 chapters.
I think we can make it maybe 45, maybe. But
it's true. We should not underestimate our ability to talk about something for way too long. But let's not count on that.
Because I am suitably pleased with the characterization of Vitra and whatnot.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff to talk about, and we will be talking about that later, because the story has been allowable, to finish it all for several days now, and we've only got a couple of days left in the event period. So we'll do our final thoughts, but that's still only so much we can get out there. But it is time for our next regular segment to check in. Let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
Because it is time, indeed, for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai for pro tips. I got a couple of them for you today. I've got a couple of yous for pro tips today. Though these are things that you should watch out for. First of all, while I was skimming the JP news to make sure I was caught up on all the things to let you know on show notes, the JP side did announce recently a new wave of freezes / bans for real money trading, RMT. So this is your reminder. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's bad. They didn't actually name the accounts, but they did say that there were, I think, 12 more bans or freezes they did on accounts for RMT. So, yeah, watch the fuck out. You'll go to phone jail forever. And second of all, as joked about earlier, Lost Belt 7 is dropping soon. It will drop Christmas Day JP timeline. So watch the fuck out for spoilers on YouTube and stuff. We're not actually spoiling anything. As you can probably tell from our thumbnail, it's not very, flashy. Though, relevant. It's been a while since Karn and Arjuna have been in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that, and I have seen in our spoiler-dedicated channels on our Discord people complaining about being blasted by spoilers by other YouTube channels. I will not shame out loud, but I'm sure they know who they are because they did their SEO, and they know what they've done, and they have to make their peace with God and anime for it. But, there you go. Watch out for spoilers. Don't real money trade. I mean, it doesn't matter if they only play JP. If you're sharing fucking secret boss fights day one, you know, you're still spoiling shit. I don't care whether or not you're only in JP. You're spoiling shit if you're talking about, like, the final boss on the first day of the event. It's not cool. But you do get lots of views, probably, so.
Probably.
Just, you know, be conscientious.
It's the hustle.
Yeah, be hustling. It's not our style of hustle. People genuinely like, I think, how we try to avoid going too heavy on the spoilers. We try and make sure all our spoiler categories on our channels go places. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, let's move to our next regulation segment. Records of the Founder Record Achievement topic. For me, NP5 Karna is secured. I had already gotten him to level 80 before he was permanentized, and now I have secured the delicious NP levels.
Ta-da. Very nice indeed. For me, I did something similar. I did get my NP5 get my permanent one, and level him up to 80, so he's nice. He is nice and thick with XP. Was able to get him up to 666, which I think was
That's pretty good.
Good enough point for right now. I actually did realize I do actually kind of like his kit, so I was all like, huh.
And you did 4 666. I'm not hurting for Saber gems. I'm still fuckable on caster gems, even after opening several boxes.
Yeah. But with all those XPs I got from opening other boxes and whatnot, I was also able to protect Ashvatthimon, Geomes, and Beowulf Smiles, the 3 bonus servants I hadn't leveled yet. And that is slowly taking away at my horrendous backlog of unleveled servants.
Yeah, I've been chipping away. I haven't done a lot of maxing, but I have been slowly making sure a handful of my my relegated bronzes and silvers have been getting up there so I can do extra rank up quests after the event ends for reasons. So we're chilling. I also got a lot of guys who are at max ascension but weren't max level to chip away, because you get a fuck ton of EXP in this. Like, there's so much EXP from the regular lotto, the black box lotto, and just general grinding, so you need something to do with all that stuff.
Yep, also because I've been getting a fair amount of materials and QP, I was able to grab my Kintoki and my Mama Raiko and get them up to 10, 10, 10.
I have 3 NPs. Do I even need to bother with popping steroid skills? Let's see. Let's just do 3 NPs and see if Gil dies. Sorry, I'm lotto box grinding as we speak. What the hell else would I be doing? You're lotto box grinding while you're listening to this, probably. Unless you're driving, in which case, please don't be lotto box grinding and driving at the same time. That's against the law. That's illegal.
Legal!
But yes, and unfortunately, I do have, just to dovetail, just to perfectly tie the bow knot on the present, I do have a Not All the World's Evil, as I usually did. I did my usual after-story celebratory 10 spin. You know, we feel like we like everybody. We do a 10 spin. I got another gosh darn min roll.
Give it a dong dang.
Where's my holiday spirit, dog? Where is it? It's not here. Sorry. Somebody patient chat just did a very, very funny grab. Well, I mean, I hope you're not playing Genshin Impact on your phone, if only for the sake of your experience.
Also for the sake of your battery.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I hope you're not melting your phone. But, all those aside, that means the next segment is time for Did You Finish Your Master Missions? To do your Master Missions this week, you gotta defeat 15 humanoid enemies, 15 Earth attribute enemies, specifically 3 chaotic servants and 3 evil servants, and then complete 5 and then 10 quests. So you should be able to do most of this by doing the event. I do believe that you should get most of your Earth stuff from defeating the enemies. I believe Gil is chaotic good, technically. I know it's dumb, but Archer Gil is chaotic good, so he counts for that part. The main thing is going to be those evil servants. I believe it's the best silver currency node has a Mephistopheles, if you want to take a detour. Otherwise, just go to Fuyuki and slap skeletons and shadow servants. You should take care of that pretty quick.
Gilliman.
So, should be fairly AP efficient to get your master missions done this week. Which means that it's time for some news. Oh yeah, no. Archer Gil has always been chaotic good. It's goofy.
It's very silly.
It's one of those things where, like, Nasu just refuses to correct himself because that's how he wrote it originally. And he'll be damned if I throw facts and logic at him.
Some people just have to die on that hill.
It's very interesting. I think I had a perfectly time running it on my PS4. Sorry, we'll start talking about running Genshin. We'll stop here. So, we have one bit of news for NA right at the top. Christmas Banner 2. I put that in scare quotes. It started the 18th going until the 26th. I say this because they're calling it Summon Campaign 2, but it is technically still two separate banners. There is an Arjuna banner and a Karna banner. Parvati is on both. Basically, as I predicted earlier, how they're going to handle this with the pity. This is how the rerun in JP just did this part. So, in the original JP run of this event, because it was pre-pity, pity didn't come for a little bit, then this system was just them on rotation, so now it's two separate banners. Does make your summon banner win a little cluttered, but that's nothing compared to what JP is doing right now because they are just trying to kill you. It's the Steam winter sale of summon banners. Give us your wallet, damn it. Though, they're not afraid to put a little bit back in the tub for the wallet. First of all, JP hit 2,700 days on the 19th. Got 10 Saint Quartz for that, as we move on to JP news. We also have Lost Belt 7 pre-release Part 4. Hopefully the final pre-release. Start of the 19th goes until the 26th. First of all, we got another new banner. It's Koyan Sky of Light. Just piling those banners deep. You've got half AP Embers during this time period. You've got special login bonuses for several days, including, I believe it's tied to the day. If you specifically log in on Christmas Day, which is when Lost Belt 7 launches, you will get 12 Saint Quartz. And officially, Lost Belt 7 is said to have launched 12/25. You will have to have cleared the Tunguska epilogue to play it. So, that one guy in the comments was indeed wrong. It was the 25th, just like all the streams indicated it would be. Yeah, so the Koyan Skya thing's a little interesting. I know, obviously, Tunguska's supposed to resolve her story, but Koyan Skya has been in every core Lost Belt. So we'll see. The pre-release banners usually are servants who are supposed to be in them, so I don't know. Let's see, anything else in this? Yeah, no. Like I said, literally they're doing that stream tonight, but it'll be way too late for us to record. And honestly, it's a story release, so there probably won't be a lot for us to talk about anyway, because they're not planning on having banners for these new servants right away.
Probably not. They might do some I don't know. It's a story
there might be some NP previews, maybe, or they might show some like key arts and like obscure the names of those characters, but it won't be very meaty yet. I don't think. There'll be a PV. It'll probably be pretty cool, but also I'm probably not going to understand most of it because, we're not actually caught up on spoilers and shit. So we'll see what happens. That's not until later tonight. Like I said, they're doing the variety art right now. Yeah, I don't even know if they'll do NPs. I'm just like, they'll probably do something to hype people up because otherwise it's going to be very weird announcements. And there will probably be like,
It's not going to be that weird. We know we say no banners to the new year, but the new year is only like a week away.
True, but they won't. I don't think they'll announce the banner until New Year's Eve stream. Like a New Year's Eve stream,
probably
right?
not.
Of course
No.
they do. Yeah, so that'll be like the banner reveal, the lucky bags, all that fun stuff. They might give us some shades of some servants. They might show some images. If anybody's going to get like an animation update or anything, that will definitely be in here. Any other quality of life stuff they might do. It's a decent time to announce some content updates. Though again, New Year's is also pretty close. So it's just kind of a weird time. We'll see how much news we have to talk about. We could get completely blown out. We don't know yet. Stream's not happened. But, we'll call them as we continue to seize them. Yeah. Speaking of which, the thing that is happening right now is it is currently FGO Winter Party for 22 and 23, the new winter season. Our first campaign is the Hokkaido one. That's their current special venue they're at.
Oh, God, how cold is it over there right now?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't know how cold it is. They're probably chilly. I could grab the stream and see if everybody's on screen. I suspect they're all bundled up. But the campaign goes from the 21st until the 24th, so a little bit of a wiggle room. Log in for a commemorative CE and 3 gold apples. They also have 6 Saint Quartz from a social media campaign. The stream is, the special streams and stuff are the 24th local time, which is happening right now, actually. Your special guests are Rumi Okubo, Minami Tanaka, and Aoyuki. And it is apparently 25 degrees Fahrenheit? I assume that's an F still, because that's your phone screen somebody shared. 25 degrees Fahrenheit in Hokkaido. It's fucking cold. It's cold, bro. Oh god, that means I looked at my own temperature. My own temperature's 38 degrees. I'm not much warmer. Just watching it slowly creep down. Also, to celebrate the Hokkaido campaign, there is a summon banner. It has Ruler Moriarty and Summer Melt on it, because they are on the image, the key graphic.
Yay.
It's pretty good. Also, that's decent. Ruler Moriarty was just before anniversary. That was Trom earlier this year, so, about 6 months. Good turnaround time. But yeah, that's all of our news for now. Obviously, we'll have some semblance of new news next week, like I said. But, we gotta leave something for the show next week.
Dang.
Especially considering it's only a few days before the new year. And who knows, maybe we should be getting double features for New Year's because there's a lot of stuff. We might move some stuff around in that. I got a whole week to think about that. But okay, that's the news.
All the news. So, with that, let me adjust my mic here slightly, excuse me. So, with that, let us switch on over to this week's Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. This week, some fucking how, we got 20, even though I only posted it yesterday, comments to go through.
Everybody's cold. They don't have anywhere to go. They can only write mailbags.
I suppose. It was pretty cold for me last night. It got into the negative 10s, I want to say.
Also, I do believe that some people may actually be snowed in.
Yeah. Oh no, I've heard people being snowed in, power being lost.
Stay
Our
safe
heater
and warm
bug.
out there, y'all.
Please, hang on 1 second.
All right, well, Lucky's hanging out 1 second. Yes, everybody make sure to stay warm. If you go outside, remember to wear plenty of layers to fight that wind chill. Watch out for frostbite with exposed skin. Be careful about your cars. All that fun stuff. Yeah, hot tea, heated blanket, sounds about right. It's a great time to check in with your reading, bundle up. I know I got extra layers in my long jammies ready. It's cold. People just talking about how cold it is. I know I'm not the coldest out there right now, but it is still, like I said, it's pretty freaking cold for me. We're going to go below freezing, which is not common most of the time. I think it froze once last year. So, that's cold. I'll probably fire up some hot cocoa here, everybody. Don't worry, Chad. All this dead air will get cut out.
Alright, sorry about that.
No problem.
Alright, but we have 20 to go, and let's get started right meow. So the first one here comes from the Tyrant King failing to resist the new, very cultured AL swimsuits. They are very cultured, but unfortunately, I have decided to quit Azure Lane. I literally cried for a little bit, but I'm not putting as much time into it as it probably deserves.
And also, I'm going to be honest with you. Part of the reason why I eventually one day closed it and never looked back is I know that AL gets a little I don't want to say snippy with you, but gets a little emotion with you if you take too long a break. And I'm just like, I don't need that in my life, game. I don't need you to guilt me for not logging in.
But no, yeah, that's definitely one of the things is if I don't play enough daily to get my cubes in when, something I do wants to come in, I'll never have enough cubes to actually get in. Then I'm considering spending money, and I don't want to be spending money on a game that I barely actually play, so I'm just like, oh.
The great loop.
Yeah.
The great
But they say, hey, Lucky Kringle and Santa Omega, with Cardenas being our 6th Christmas event, with our 6th Santa, which Santa variant and Christmas event have been your favorite so far? Also, bonus question, which is your favorite Christmas dessert/drink? Anyway, that's it for me. Sending you good vibes your way. Wah, 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 wah. And wishing y'all a Merry Christmas and holiday weekend. Honestly, I'm pretty sure my favorite Christmas is Merry Christmas from the Underworld. For a variety of reasons.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Especially because it's got direct story connections.
Altera the Santa is great. I mean, Noto Maneko sheep noises are top percent.
Yeah, and I greatly appreciate whenever Santa Altera comes back. Like, she had the perfect blend of literal fever brain and also taking her job way too seriously. It's a little different than Santa Carna, for instance. He is all taking his job too seriously, which is funny in its own right, but it's not quite the same. That was a very, very quality writing for those characters and events. Actually, it's a good question. That was a direct story continuation. Does that mean Natsu himself wrote Merry Christmas for the Underworld?
I don't think so. I'm willing to bet nay.
Probably not. But somebody definitely maybe ran some stuff by him because it's directly referencing main story events he wrote.
Mm-hmm. With special consideration and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's see here. And my favorite Christmas dessert/drink? I don't know if I necessarily have a specific favorite Christmas one, but I am a fan of the hot cocoa in this time of year. Especially if I can get some Irish cream liqueur to dump in it. Perfect. That's my nightcap right there.
Yes, I'm well known as a hot chocolate guy, and you guys should know, chat, that I do unhinged and possibly unholy things to hot chocolate, which is mostly unholy just to my veins. I'll put scoops of ice cream in there. I do my own whipped cream in there sometimes. Put a little coffee for you to pick up. Whatever. Melt chocolate? I don't care. You can do all kinds of stuff to a hot chocolate. You can't take that one out of context, internet. I don't care.
He is beyond.
I am in the hot chocolate zone. Speaking of which,
Hot
I'm probably going to go do that after we're done recording.
Do we get chocolate up in this house? I think we do. I'm going to have to go find out.
I get some homemade hot chocolate.
Out there.
My sister gave it to us last year, and I haven't gotten into it very far, so still got plenty of it left. Gotta get it to use. It's heckin' cold. All right, we can stop talking about how cold it is. Let's change up the comedy.
So, we'll move on to the next one, who comes from Too Cold to Function. I don't think people are going to shut up about the.
No, it's okay. It works out. It's dramatic irony. No, not
They
irony.
say, "Dear Lucky and Omega, no question this week. Just sending you the good vibes. Whoa, 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 whoa. And wishing you well. Hope you stay safe from whatever winter deity has apparently awoken. Keep up the great work. Y'all are one of the highlights of my week." Well, thank you, and you be safe too. I have no idea where you are in the world, but it's cold.
I think literally everybody except Loth is cold. Our friend Loth is Australian. He's upside down. He's hot right now.
Yeah. So, with that, I bonk my mic, and we move on. This next one comes from Commandant of the Purifying Force, who says, "Happy holidays, Luck and Omega." Luck. With the holiday fever at its peak, both in FGO and real life, who are your top servants you want to spend your holidays with besides Matt? Personally, I would hang out with my support servants, Waver, Tomomo, Castori, and the Christmas little trio of Rhymejack and Jolter Lily. Merry Christmas from the Philippines. Well, Merry Christmas to the Philippines back. I mean, if I have to pick one, it's Tomomo. If I have to pick two, it's Tomomo and Kama. Like, give me a Santa Kama just so I can see this maximum gremlin energy.
I can't tell. Would Kama put mistletoe everywhere just to fuck with you, or is she the kind of person who is going to shoot mistletoe at you to kill you?
Most definitely the latter. This is where we get fucking Sniper Kama, and she tells you, here's my love, a bullet straight to your heart.
Every time you put up a piece of mistletoe, Kama rips it down and throws it at you. Let's see. Spend holiday time. I don't know. There's loads. Probably our more bookish servants, because I'm already planning on using my holiday money to buy more books, and we'll probably use some of this time when it's cold to read more books. So, curl up with a good book, hang out with the squad. I'm sure Murasaki's library is warm. If not, we can make it warm.
What is the AC heating conditioning in Novum Caldea?
Magical.
Yeah.
Listen, in all of our events, as far as I know, in both NA and JP, we've been doing this for over 5 years in English. I don't think we've ever once had an HVAC complaint.
I mean, once the Sumerian fever.
Yeah, but that was an infectious disease, That was a failure of quarantine protocols. As far as I know, I don't think... Have we ever been at risk of overheating or freezing conventionally?
I mean, was that one time that Anastasia really broke up our fucking base. That was a lot of cold.
True. That's Anastasia's secret power. She just turned down the thermostat all the way. Didn't even have to do anything, just whoop.
I mean, it is Antarctica.
It is pretty heckin' cold there, yeah. I believe it is the coldest place on Earth.
Is it?
Maybe not literally where we are, but yes, I do believe, because there's height involved in Antarctica. The Arctic Circle is just ice mostly, so it's pretty flat.
Well, that makes sense.
So I think with the mountains and stuff, Antarctica is actually colder in certain spots.
Very well then.
But you know what's even colder? Space. It's cold there. It's cold in space.
Is it? You can get really cooked alive by solar radiation from when you're exposed.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on your distance and I guess your shadow rate. Actual space has a pretty low ambient temperature because what few particles there are in there are usually very low energy, and there are a lot. I know this because of all the sci-fi stuff we've read and done over the years. There's a lot of really frickin' cold places in the solar system. Pluto, cold. Titan, cold. Hell,
I know.
Mars is pretty cold at night.
Well, yeah, and I definitely know, if you're in the shadow, any sort of shadow, you're gonna freeze. You're gonna freeze, okay? Oh, my heater just turned on. Should turn that off.
A lot of moons are pretty cold. I don't know if our moon technically counts as very cold, because it is, in fact, mostly atmosphereless, so it's... While space itself is cold, it's really hard to lose your heat in space, because there's nothing to transmit it through. The only way you can lose heat is ambient radiation, which is the slowest method.
Outside my scope of knowledge, so I'm just going to nod and agree with what Omega says and keep going with my life. Yep. So, with that, we move on. This next one comes from the Master that curses how many times gotchas compete to have their event start a day or two around the same time as their rivals. I mean, it's the holiday season.
Yeah, I don't actually... I've never really gotten an impression that gacha games really try and compete in that way. It's mostly just that seasonal events are seasonal. I know that's
what I
shaped
believe.
like itself, but yeah, if you're trying to do Christmas or holiday themed stuff, you got to put it somewhere in here. Anyway.
They say, no questions for you this week. Just wanted to share my amusement from this month's installment of Chaldea Break Room and its final segment where Arctus Senior scriptwriter and general writers commissioned Doman's artist to give him more expressions exclusively for 5.5 to present a less demonic / shallow side of him, along with the writer's script to have the players / audience warm up to him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do at least do a very good job of dividing Doman from Limbo, so that worked at least.
Yeah, because that is to say that Doman and Limbo are not actually the same person. So.
No. And the story at least makes that very explicit because Limbo is an actual high servant. He's glued some extra bits in there.
Some very scary bits.
This is hell bits.
Let's see, I'm going to take some hell and some more hell. I'm just going to, rub that on my stomach. Here we go. Perfect. I'm like, no, that's not perfect.
Yes, I'm just going to, steep myself in darkness like a tea. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that. That's a bad brew. That said, in general, though, I do really like the Chaldea Break Room segments.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad that they're doing them. I'm also glad that they started, putting them in Japanese, too. I found that interesting. I think
if I remember rightly, what people were saying was that the JP side of the fandom was actually, really upset that NA was getting these basically, exclusive behind-the-scenes communiques, technically several years after some of this stuff was done, and so I guess that's why Lasengel decided to reverse it and does also post them in Japanese eventually too. Just to,
Can I just slap them with mats?
Yeah, I mean, I really do. I agree. I really don't think that JP should complain about extra fluff information. There's been 10 FGO materials, none of which are available in this country. So there is a slight difference, I guess, between free posting shit on social media and selling you a hardcover book. But still, there's a lot going on, guys. You have access to plenty.
It's like I have to jump through hoops just to get a fucking art book. Don't you at me?
Yeah, we have to challenge Poseidon for everything.
Poseidon likes his figurines. Alright, but moving on. This next one comes from Sneaky Santa Stalker Stalks Secret Santa Stash. Nice alliteration. Thumbs up. They say, hey, Lucky Omega, how goes the pre-Xmas schedule? I was just looking at my mat farming requirements for the next 2 years. And turns out I'm nearing my goal of 999ing all my units. Besides bones, spinal fluids, and void crack, I've got maybe 100 so to farm for each mat, and I'm ahead of the curve for all the gold mats. Sure, QP is an issue, and the mats I've listed still require 1k plus of each. My question to the two of you is, do you have a similar goal for your No!
For
my
whole roster?
I plan 2 years ahead?
No, that's way too much counting of mats.
Requires way too much fucking effort for this casual phone game I play.
Well, Lucky, honestly, I think your goals tend to be much more realistic and focused and direct. Is it a Tamamo? Yeah, sure, 10-10-10. Is it a Kama? Yeah, sure, 10-10-10. There you go.
Well, it's yeah, I'll put in effort to get the servants I like one in there, but I'm not gonna, read ahead on everything, and perfectly make a fucking plan, because at that point, this isn't a game anymore, it's fucking work.
Yes, I suppose the game shouldn't require you to make a spreadsheet.
It's I'm perfectly okay with getting my servant and be like, okay, what am I going to need? And then, going from there and working on it.
Also, I'm going to be real. My roster is very chaotically numbered.
Chaos.
Yeah, I got some of the servants I want. I also didn't get some of the servants I want. And I got some servants that I don't really, use a lot, whether or not it's because I don't really like them mechanically, or it was just kind of I wasn't really rolling for this one, but I got them kind of a thing, I don't think I would commit, I haven't leveled my entire, backlog of servants to max ascension technically, but that's probably because some of them I'm probably never going to use. Sorry, Big Ben K. It's actually a lie. I've got it max level. I don't have his rank up done yet. I'm saving that for when I'm grinding more Shiro quartz. Give me that old man quartz.
I have my own goals and stuff for everybody, but not to the point of spreadsheets. I just want to get everyone max level, get everyone at a minimum to 444, get a lot of my the ones I use on the regular to 666, and get all my favorites to 10-10-10. That's why I knocked out Raiko and Kentucky this week.
My general vibe for spending is mostly when I have a surplus, I spend, and when I know I don't have a surplus, when I'm experiencing, lowness on QP, a particular mat, a skill gem, whatever, that's when I'm okay, I need some of those. Bones. Hey, guess what? I did get a Buki. Doing that requires bones. So I'm very low on bones. I think I had about 50 bones before I started this event. So currently that means I have 70-something bones. because there was only 20. So I'll probably need more of them in the future. I think I need to shore up my stakes because I started actually working through my Canis's skills because she required a lot of stakes. I don't remember if I got her just a 4-4-4 or put her to... No, it was probably going to 6-6-6 because I actually needed the stakes a lot. But it's like, okay, I need more stakes, you know? Same with, like, caster gems. I know I have several casters to level. I have not fully worked out my low-level Scotty and Tombo skills because they need a fuck ton of blue gems, and I do not have a lot, even after rolling several lotto boxes. I think I checked on, like, box 5, and I'm, like, 15 boxes from now, so I can probably do some leveling after I'm doing the event. Unfortunately, time spent checking what my skill levels are and how many mats I have is time spent not doing lotto. So, scoop of everything in my present box. I obtained 5 bajillion EXPs and some god balls. So yeah, that's usually I schedule my mats to my needs. When I realize, like, oh hey, my QP's getting a little low, I boot up Small Da Vinci and I just slam doors for a little bit because it's very easy to do. It's just kind of mind numbing. You know, if I need EXPs, we go do dailies. If I need mats, I'm usually waiting for an event that drops them just because grinding for mats is very dull otherwise. Oh, hey, I can add this to my little, awards. I just cleared out all my black presents.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice because that's got a lot of shit in there. Added eggs and starbits and fucking quartz frags. But alrighty, we can probably move to the next one because we've got quite a few of these. We have a wealth of Christmas cheer.
So with that, let us move on. This next one comes from the man desperately fighting the urge to risk his Genshin account over a thick thighs mod. I think I've seen that mod. It's a good mod.
This is the other beautiful thing about Genshin being on like PC and stuff. Is sometimes people fuck around, but you do got to be careful.
Hello, ho 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 mega. Took me a second here. And Lucky Puffy Toes. It's hard to Christmas pun luck, okay? Is it? Well, I guess I can't really think of any immediate thing to, associate Christmas with luck, I suppose. Hope you're doing well and sending the duo good vibes. Wah, 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 wah. My question is slightly long, so I'm sorry. No, you're not. I've been watching you guys for the better part of half a decade, but Jesus!
Yeah, you've been doing this well, Chief.
For half a decade at this point, and looking back, it's eye-opening to see how far you've come since I first started watching you guys since Let's Talk FGO 9. Jesus! The question I have for you guys is simply, out of all the times you have been Studio Mega, what would you say the both is either the proudest or most satisfying experience either have had in your time together as Studio Mega? If I'm going to be real, I think my proudest moment is the fact that Omega's not sick of me yet.
Well, that's good, The project still goes on for like 5 years. I don't really have like a moment per se. We don't really, all the time and effort. We're still not really super blown up, though I will at least say, since over the past week I yelled at people to sub more because we've been stuck at like 3,180 for like a month. We do seem to be starting to climb up again, so hopefully we can cross 3,200, which is fucking nothing still, but I'll take my successes where I can get them because the part that always blows my mind is every year we've been doing, this is a collated effort for about 5 years. Every year YouTube sends me the stats on the channel, right?
Right.
And every single year I am fucking flummoxed by the stats that you guys provide to us. That's, yes, we make big, long-ass videos and streams, but you guys are out there watching them, and it's just, when I see 2 million minutes, this year it was 3 million minutes of our content watched, I'm just like, oh my god, guys. Well, I don't think we're planning on living in the exact same space. I do want to physically be out somewhere near Lucky so we can get the fucking show together, but we've got a pretty good formula for being remote. But yeah, no, like, we talked about this earlier, we can literally talk about anything for hours. That's why we invented What's Up. We added a second show so we could talk about more stuff for more hours. And the fact that you guys put up with that from us and tune in and listen, and, once you pull that law of averages and YouTube, like, averages out the people who watch the whole thing from the people who just watch it for 5 seconds and go, nah, and click away, like, it's still a lot of minutes. That's the part that gets me every time. So thank you guys for watching, and we hope to continue to give you something that you're still interested in spending that many hours watching in 2023.
Yeah! Lucky's already said 2023 is going to be easier because you fucking win.
That's right. Lucky's going to finally do his top 10 swimsuits. It's going to blow you all away.
No, I'm probably going to work on the top 10 fluffiest.
That feels like it would be slightly more on brand and iconic for us.
Mm-hmm. I think top 10 swimsuits was a joke, but I am dead serious about doing top 10 fluffiest servants.
Yeah, I feel like that was because it's a joke that is now several years old. I'm pretty sure that came up like the first time you suggested it may have been when like Voice was blowing up because he was doing like 10-10 lists and shit, and that was really really good. Our top 10 lists like really hip SEO wise these days. Not to discourage Lucky. I think that you're planning something that's uniquely on brand for you, so you should do it. That's how it works. But
I guess it's a top 10 parody, I suppose, because again, it's like top 10 fluffiest. I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
it actually has no mechanical weight whatsoever. It is just all personal taste.
Yeah, but authenticity is and always has been the watchword for getting YouTube content. You just gotta actually be yourself with the audience. Sometimes that means we gotta tell the audience to fuck off. And other times, we gotta be blown away by the fact that you guys still want to listen to us sitting here in our rooms when it's 38 degrees outside. It's like 2 days to Christmas.
That's the Studio Mega brand. We tell people to fuck off.
Sometimes we tell you to fuck off, sometimes we tell you to fuck on. We're not afraid to fuck. Yeah, I know you guys wish it was. Some of you are so cold you wish it was merely 38 degrees. I'm over here going like, let's go freeze tonight. Or poor toesies. I'm still sitting here in shorts and a t-shirt. I might have to bust out the jeans tomorrow.
No jeans.
That's not actually a problem. As an adult, I have good pairs of jeans. When you're growing and you gotta change jeans every year because your legs get longer and shit, that was a pain in the ass. But I haven't, gained any inches in many, many years, so I think all my pairs of jeans are comfy for once. Now, if you want to wear dress pants, I will kill you. But that's just me. Never been a big fancy pants guy. Hopefully I'm not ruining anybody's illusions. But I've lived in Florida a lot of years, okay? But yes, there you go. That's the quintessential Studio Mega experience right there. We get a question about one thing, we talk about that one thing, then we go somewhere else. Sometimes we are poleaxed by chat into somewhere else, other times we do it to ourselves.
Focus is not our style. So, with that, we shall move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from Moon is victorious in the final battle and free from exams and university forever. Well, congratulations, Moon. Now you get to contemplate the next step in your life. But they say... I lost it for a second. There it is. Hello there, Amang and Lucky. Hope you're doing well. What sort of accessories do you guys like to wear? Stuff like necklaces, rings, etc. Believe it or not, Lucky is not much of an accessory guy. I have a mala, basically a 100B bracelet that I wear, but that's about it.
If I'm going out, and admittedly I need to once again get my battery replaced, but I'm a watch guy. It comes from college, actually. It's a lot more respectful to check your watch than it is to check your phone for the time in the middle of a class, and stuff like that. So, when I was in one of my brother's wedding party a few years back, he got us all the groomsmen very nice watches. So, not really I should say this. I'm not a watch guy, and I understand or collect watches, because that's another one of those industries where the prices are fucking all over the place, but I am comfortable wearing a watch and don't mind wearing it. I've got some bracelets, too, that I sometimes wear. Like, I got a funny, as a gag, but it was cheap, a 7 chakra colors bracelet, so it's got like, different sand impression stones. I remember you guys
doing that, actually.
Yeah. It's real dumb and like broy, but I'm like, but I like semi-precious stones, and the rest of it's made of like little lava stone beads, so it's like neat. That's about it. I've tried wearing like necklaces over the years. I just either I can't be comfortable with them, or I fucking forget about them and just wear out the chain because I'm wearing it constantly. So yeah, that's me.
I do like bracelets if I do wear bracelets, but I can't do necklaces or rings.
I haven't really tried rings. I don't know how that would go.
Well, I've worked in construction a lot, and I've seen way too many fucking videos of what happens if a ring gets caught in machinery. And I've just been like, nope. So I don't even consider it. Necklaces just feel weird on my neck.
Yeah, it's an acquired habit.
Yeah. But give me a good bracelet, I'll wear that shit. Do pins count as an accessory? I like to accessorize my jackets with pins and buttons.
Yeah, probably, pins and cufflinks and stuff are all in that same area.
Like, I was that kid who would go fucking raid Hot Topic and just go into their fucking bins and be like, give me this shit. This is all going on my jacket, it's going on my fucking hat.
I'm definitely in the little jangle bangle area.
Yeah, like, I just bought, 2 Tamamo keychain cell phone charms. I put them on my bag, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I've got a couple little things. I actually picked up a little, I think it was in a capsule machine, actually. Several years back now, when I went to go visit our old buddy Ron back out in LA, I got a little capsule machine. I got a little Boo keychain on my backpack that accompanied me through college for several years. You know, just little tchotchkes, little charms. I'm down for that. That's very easy.
That reminds me. One day I'm actually going to go to the fucking the Shinto temple we actually have in Washington and actually pick me up some fucking charms. I'm going to fucking do it.
Hey, go for it. That's what they're for.
Mm-hmm.
I say
that's
as
my
I
dream
stare
right
at
now,
my
is like-
very tiny
Actually, I wonder,
Maneki Neko sitting on top of my computer.
Are they doing New Year's celebrations over there?
Oh, they probably should be. New Year's pretty big.
Yeah.
I believe I have brought this up before, but I did at the Epcot World Plaza. I did pick up a tiny Maneki Neko. Oh gosh, little guy, you've got to be like 20 years old now. I must have been like 10 when we did that trip. But little guy always sits on my computer, and hopefully he brings good fortune. Because otherwise, what the fuck have you been doing for 10 years, guy? 20 years? Huh? The
Well,
guy
they
just
do
stares
have
at me,
one.
paw raised.
Yeah, New Year's Shinto ceremony. Hatamoto 2023. Sick. Oh, interesting. They actually have a fee to do it though. Weird. It's probably because it's a Shinto shrine fucking here. They don't have enough fucking support probably.
Yeah, and that's normally you would make the support by people giving donations or buying charms and stuff, amulets.
Yeah. No, I dig it. I think I'll make that a goal next year. Even I have to like bus out there.
Everything requires, planning, preparation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Tsubaki Grand Shrine of America.
Chat, people at home, commenters, comment leavers. Let us know in the comments if you like any accessories or jewelry or anything. Or you can say if you can't do it, like I said, Lucky and I have never really done any rings or anything, It's okay if you're not down to clown. I think I talked about this before. When I was a kid, I had very sensitive skin. Like, walking barefoot on grass would fucking blow my mind. So itchy. So I can understand if you've got, like, sensitive skin now that you can't do. What's up, Lucky?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just looking at pictures of the Tsubaki Grand Shrine, and they're talking about Stetsubun, and they just got these lads.
Yes. Perfect. For the people not in Patreon chat who can see this, one, hey, you can see this viewer in Patreon chat. But two, there's just some Oni guys hanging out. Love the fucking loafers on the middle guy.
No, it's great. I've been wanting to go to the shrine for a while, but like I said, I think I'm actually gonna make it a goal. For next year. Just gotta figure out how to get out there because it's not close, unfortunately. But that
Gesundheit.
is for later. So let us move on. This next one comes from King of Apples, who returns from just being lazy, I guess. I mean, you do you. Question: since we've been getting more and more Clairvoyance EX breaking gifts these days. Actually, I think you should have just said, like, EX break, like it's some sort of special move. Clairvoyance EX break! Gifts these days. What do you think we might end up getting earlier next year? Well, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Grail casting. Wait, are we done with this one? No, yeah, we are. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Grail casting early.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people are thinking that we might get it, like, New Year's early.
Yep, possibly. Because we've got the coins and stuff in. I'm trying to think. Is there even any, like... I guess the only other feature, and we might get that one early, is the free one roll on every banner every day. Like, instead of spending 3 quarts or a ticket, you get 1 spin on a banner per day.
Oh, that was a thing, huh?
Yeah, that still is a thing in JP. I don't remember when they did that. Is that next anniversary for us? I could see getting that early. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we'll come up with some other nonsense upcoming. There is also the overhaul to some of the mechanics, like Mighty Chain and the Quick Overhaul. We might get that. I mean, we probably will get that earlier. I don't think we're going to get that right away, but I could see that maybe being like anniversary next year for us. That's about a year early, I think. Oh, is it not free? Oh, it's 1 paid St. Quartz per run. I thought it was just every 24 hours you could do a little runner. That's not even that exciting.
No,
We probably will still get it early, though.
That's probably why I don't remember, because I'm just like, eh.
I mean, it's only 1 St. Quartz instead of 3. It's an interesting little like daily drop, 99 cents every day. But tune in to what's up this weekend for something else you can do for 99 cents.
I'm still mad at this game. But I'm trying to think. I can't really think of any other quality of lives that stick in my craw.
Yeah, I think those are the big ones.
Do you think no? Do you think they'll start the not necessarily the road to... Well, actually, they might. Do you think they'll start the road to 7 stuff early?
Probably not, because we still gotta...
get the... Or, like, do something to get the CE, the Mat CEs in earlier?
I mean, I don't know if we'll be getting Advanced Quest technically earlier, because didn't that actually start at the start of year 6-ish, technically?
I'm not sure.
Because...
Lucky
Actually,
has
no.
brain
Some
for
of that might.
memories.
Actually, no. I thought some of that was should be this upcoming year. We should be getting the first one. It's been a slow rollout. They might speed it up a little, or they might let you get second copies earlier. But I think wasn't that before Lost Bots 6? Time is hard to tell sometimes. Road to 7 probably won't start early, but we might be seeing some of that, Part 1 clear campaign stuff and the advanced quests and things earlier, just because they do know about people wanting to catch up. And obviously, Lost Bots 6 is pretty big, and it will be very interesting to see how that gets broken out. As we've said, I'm pretty sure that just for timing banners, they're going to have to leave it as 3 separate drops, just because otherwise that's going to make organizing summon banners really chaotic.
Chaos.
Plus, do keep in mind, the localization and translation team needs time to actually do the scripts, which are pretty meaty, big stacks of printer paper, and then the programming team needs to actually, dump all that text into the body of the work as well. So that, you probably want a little bit of wiggle room, considering how just chunky it is. But yeah, I'm trying to remember, when did it was Dust first, right? When did that CE drop? It was at a New Year's, but was it 1 year ago or 2 years ago? I don't fucking know.
I want to say 1 year ago.
Yeah, it might have been 1, but they've done a lot. I believe all bronze mats are now covered. Okay, it was 6 Sandy for the one daily paid St. Court summon. I can see us getting that at New Year's, so I can see them saving that for Annie, because it's not really that crazy. I do at least appreciate that it's a separate button. It's a special button you can hit. That's gonna bring a whole new level of fucking yeet summons. Throwing singles shit.
Very true.
How many servants is Dallas going to get for 99 cents? This is a joke. Dallas won't ever need to roll that. He'll just get them all for free. Lucky, is there a volcano anywhere on Eorzea we can throw Dallas into?
Yeah, there is. There's the Azoria version of Onigaishima.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. There's actually any other active volcanoes.
There are technically bottomless pits on Titan. There's probably lava in there.
So I'm not the best at the geography.
We'll figure it out another time. Yeah, I can't really think of any other major quality of life stuff.
Nay. So, with that, let us move. Well, not necessarily swiftly on, but swiftly on. This next one comes from the master that is still waiting for a Medusa buff. Does Medusa need a buff?
I mean, she's a 3-star writer. I don't think she really has a lot super going for her. She's got a pretty basic monstrous strength, I guess, we could probably do something with. I don't know, my Medusa's got some grails in her, so my stats are not necessarily normal.
But they say... Question! Since every anniversary has a major gameplay update, and we already got the coin update earlier this year, what do you think we'll be getting for 6th anniversary for North America?
I mean, for this anniversary, probably the Quake effects and the Mighty Chain stuff.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Might be about a year early, and, would still be a pretty big update.
Sounds right to me. Be very useful.
Content-wise, we get to keep the JP experience, but in terms of mechanics-wise, we've got a lot of advantages down here in NA. A lot of testing. People at home, feel free to speculate what we'll get early in the comments.
Yeah. Hey, moving on. This next one comes from Master that's only get 4 hours of sleep before working a 15 hours Christmas Eve shift. What the fuck?
I understand why the grammar was not perfect there. You only had 4 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm. They say, question, if you could pick the next Santa in FGO, who would it be, and what is the funny/serious gimmick if they had one in story? Good luck on New Year's, and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year's too, if I miss because my job killed me with the crazy hours. Ah, yes, retail.
Yeah, even Patreon chats like that. Alright.
I mean, I'm still about a fucking Santa Tamamo or a Santa Comma. It's lucky simple, yo.
I would kill the meme. Mama Draco, Santa. She never says Padoru. There you go. Have fun with that. She's actually not Santa, she's Krampus. Dragon Krampus. There will be no Christmas cheer.
An arcade's still going, and I'm slightly nettled that we haven't gotten our Tiamat.
I don't even know what the heck Arcade is doing.
I haven't heard anything about any story releases. I just do know they're doing events and whatnot.
Yeah, they're doing events and banners catching up. Well, maybe we'll get some news tonight out of them, and, there's still banners to come.
Yeah.
We do know at least that there will be no new banners for now, so...
Come on, New Year's Tiamat. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Well, if they make sure to keep the sweater version, that would be appropriate. It's cold, it's gotta be warm.
Listen, if Ibuki can have a sweater, Tiamat can have a sweater. Big ladies in sweaters.
Now the question is, did Tiamat teach Ibuki about the sweater? Is that where this has been going this entire time? What is that mushroom hiding?
I mean, Ibuki was in Tunguska.
She's actually in the story in Tunguska?
I believe so, yeah.
She's definitely in the bonus list, but because spoilers: the giant snake lady, who is also sometimes a dragon and also an oni, is non-hominid, and is not a humanoid servant. So she has the special bonuses.
Because I'm pretty sure like when everyone got raid shit, it was just you, Mash, and Ibuki. I'm pretty sure.
I think that's how it starts. It's been about a year since that event happened, and obviously we can't play it and read it, so it's confusing. Remember, no spoilers in comments. That'll get you a monkening. I'll banish you to the bonk zone. The bonk zone is where I have a cough, apparently. Anyway.
Never enough Tiamat art. I swear to God. But, let's see here. Let us move on. This next one comes from, He is cursed by all the world's evil. Season's greeting to you, Lucky and Omega. I hope your holiday celebrations are going well, and hopefully your gacha luck is more merciful than mine, as I cannot bring home Ibuki, Murasaki, and Ashia, the Dough Man. But, enough of my misfortune. I wish you two a happy new year, and more luck with the gacha. Actually, my gacha luck has been kind of shit. I was not able to get, Winter Ann and Nikkei without spending my pity. I didn't get Vitra in my rolls.
Y'all know what's up with me. I spent a lot of tickets and didn't even get anything usable, just extra rare prisms, and I got some min rolls, so we're hoping and hoarding for a new year, new rolls. Also, hell, even my it's been a little bit, but my Yu-Gi-Oh! Gacha luck was terrible. My fucking Master Duel packs sucked last time I was big pulling. Getting all the wrong ultras. Follow me on Twitter for every 2 weeks. I have an occasional insane breakdown as I get back into Master Duel every update. I think they're having maintenance on the 26th. So that'll be more things for Omega to break his brain on.
Bonk. So, let's see. Where are we?
Still got a few left. Quite a few.
Here we go. So, moving on. This next one comes from New Year's Party Animal. Powerful. But they say, what servant would you not get along with to the point that you think you would fail the Hold Grail War every time if fate matched you with them?
Well, I mean, I think that would probably mean that fate wouldn't match me with them, but I don't know. There's probably quite a few servants that probably just, I don't even know if it's necessarily, you phrase it as not get along with. Yeah, that's not necessarily even dislike. It's just like operating on different levels. There's a few.
I mean, like, I don't think there's anyone that I could not work with. I might not like it, and I might not be the most enthusiastic, but, you know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if our relationship would be the point of failure in a Holy Grail War, other than just in general that there are some servants who, obviously, because of the way FGO works, they're usually less traitorous than usual, but...
Yeah, if it's someone that I know that's probably gonna fucking backstab me immediately by, like, their history or something, like,
There's a lot of shifty guys and anti-heroes and stuff that wouldn't really work in a normal Holy Grail War for anybody. Moriarty's a pretty risky pick. There's just every Avenger.
Yeah, I guess if it's a dude who's just a chronic backstabber, I guess that's probably where it is for me, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time, like, conjuring specific servants by name, per se, just knowing, like... Instinctively, when you ask me this question, I'm like, yeah, there's probably some people that just wouldn't work well in a Grail War scenario. Like, we just wouldn't be able to get down to clown on the plane. Columbus is definitely on that shifty list. Actually, don't. I think we have a council of evil servants who we have to watch out for. They have fucking, like, Evil's Anonymous meetings in the back room.
Probably, yes. Yeah, no, I'm not like... Yeah, no, unfortunately, I don't got anything off the top of my head. So, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, like, people saying, like, Caster Giles, I just do, like, Caster Giles, no child sacrifice. We don't need that shit. Like, you're a regular caster, do some regular-ass shit. Let's fucking go.
And he would be like, not cool. Bleh.
Bleh. Moving on, this next one comes from the Yinza. Dear Lucky Omega, with 2023 coming up, what servants are you looking forward to in the new year? Hope you have a happy new year and good luck getting who you want. I mean, my two big ones are coming up. We got fucking Summer Kama and Point Sky of Light.
Heckin', who don't we want in 2023? Let's see. Muramasa at the start. That's kicking off right away. And I'm pretty into...
Morgan and the Fairy Knights is big energy for me.
Yeah, no, I'm down to clan with all the Fairy Knights as well. And, though I believe he's permanent, but Percival looks cool as well. That's on
yes.
Fairy Knight Lancelot's banner. Let's see. We've got the whole new slew of Summers. That includes, Summer Kama. Summer Canis for me is another big ask.
Also got Jacques de Molay coming this Halloween.
Yeah.
I know what I'm about.
Kagekyo is early this year as well. It's going to be painful. Let's see. There's a couple more, too. There's... by the rules, if I count Muramas as part of this, Lucky doesn't have to worry about Coin Sky of Dark until 2024, technically.
Yes. Technically.
Yeah, Miss Crane is this year. She's pretty cool. I think she still comes at a very awkward time with the banners, but we'll see what happens. But I like Miss Crane, so I might try something. We'll see. Anything else I'm thinking about? There's a lot of banners. That's okay. We listed like 6 or 7 servants. That should be enough for you people.
Hopefully. But no, yeah. So, with that, let us keep moving on. Moving on. So, this next one comes from the Eternal Storm, who says, no question, today, just wanted to wish you both a very Merry Christmas. Same to you, my dude. Happy holidays, have a nice new year, and please don't do anything stupid. I always hear of stories of someone doing just something absolutely mad lad over the holidays. I'm like, why? Why are you like this?
It's the cabin fever.
The cabin fever. I'm gonna get you. So, with that, though, let's keep moving on. This next one comes from Agent 418, who says, hello, Lucky Omega. How goes the lotto? Hope you both hit your goals. P.S. Have a good Christmas. Same to you. We're talking about goals. I don't know necessarily. I should say I've hit it because I think, how much time do we got left?
We got a couple days.
Yeah, we still got a couple days. I'm gonna keep going. I think I got at least like 7 more apples that I want to use.
It's a good number.
And leave me with like 150 gold. I mean, 150 gapples, gold apples. Which I think is probably a solid number. Because I have been slowly burning through my apples doing events and lottos and whatnot.
Yeah,
but I don't want to
pretty ham on new story drops and stuff.
Yeah, so I don't want to go too hard. That's probably going to put me around 40-ish boxes, I want to say. I think I'm at like I'm between 30 and 35 right now. I don't actually remember. But I think that's going to be a decent enough run for me.
Yeah, I'm also still going. I'm literally farming right now. I've cleared the technically I've hit my minimum goal, which is usually the 20. You know, basically what we get on a rerun. But we could probably go for. We got a couple days left. Probably go for 25 or 30. That's high for me. Usually I get a little bored of it by now, but I've been making a conscious effort when I'm, before bed and stuff, being like, well, I can farm a lotto. I admit that my coverage of other things is suffering. I don't think I've played Pokemon in like a week because I've been farming lottos instead. And some people will be like, oh, you can do both. I'm like, nah, can't really. I could set up FGA, but I never got around to doing that just because the general, vibes. I don't think there's been any announcements about people having any problems, but we had some back and forth. Is it still available on App Store? Actually, I have to check. I can't 3-turn the last node anyway, so I don't know how well I can build a macro for it anyhow. I guess I could macro the second best node, but even taking a long time. You get really good drops on the last node. I think I just got like 160 fucking Santa things. But yeah, I'm putting in an effort. Like I said, I want those skill gems. I need those skill gems up. I got casters I want to level, and I'm fucking cock-blocked by blue gems, like always with casters. Because guys, my support caster selection is very big. I believe all the big ones. I've got the green one, the red one, the blue one, the other blue one, the guy who's everything. Yep. And I have offensive casters too. I have Murasaki, Anastasia, MP2 Anastasia actually, and Da Vinci. So I have a lot of fucking casters. It's a lot of gems. We should start pushing buttons again.
Push button.
Tap cards.
But
I would ask the people at home to tell us if they hit their goals in lotto boxes, but I don't have to tell them. They will say so anyway.
Listen, people have been talking about how they're hitting like 500 boxes, and I'm just all like, how do you have this much money? Don't tell me like you just been saving for lottos. Like even with saving gold apples and whatnot, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. I refuse to believe.
I don't even know how I would find the time. Okay, I'll let chat know. They'll be very upset with me, but I think I now have 689 because I spent Apple 690 golden apples. Even if I had the time to spend all of them, I don't know how I would physically have enough time to get to 500, even over like the past weekish. Is it all just using macros?
No, because I don't know what it is with like me, because I tried using FGA on this. It only runs for like an hour before it crashes, or some weird glitch throws my macro out of sync, and I auto fail because it just loses its juice. So I haven't been able to use FGA like some people have.
Well, I mean, I guess if you can just play all day at work, maybe?
Nay, I have not updated it.
Well, you can always double check that. And if your problem persists, well, it's still a little fucked. Sorry, forgot to mind this chat. Oakley the Duke.
Do that and see if that makes it better. But yeah, right now I haven't been able to use it, so I've been spending a lot of time pushing buttons. Like I do have a good 3-turn for the Lotto node, but I really haven't been messing with the final node at all.
It's pretty good for that currency. But yeah, just slap buttons.
Slap buttons. Powerful slaps.
Slap buttons. Get at least 2 NPs, because I can always count on somebody for having a fucking high power Richard on my friends list. You know, just she's got a battery, Karna got a battery. You just go burr in the last one. I tried to do some fucking nonsense with Beowulf to defeat the single guy wave. I never get Beowulf to fucking NP in that wave anyway, so I just stopped doing that. I just have Perverti in there now. She gains NP good.
Good.
We'll probably talk a little bit more about any random stratters or anything we've done later.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. Let's see.
But let us keep going. Ow. I bonked my mic.
Careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 4 left, I think.
Yep, so this next one comes from Procrastinator, maybe, who says, good vibes! Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah!
And that's it.
That's it.
Number 3.
This next one comes from, he who doesn't get the 4-star he wants, so he suffers from success. That is pain.
Yeah, I know that one.
Hello, Player 1 Lucky and Player 2 Omega. Just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and send the good vibes and luck for New Year's. Am I Player 1? I don't even know. Let's see here. So, before I forget, whoa. And, same to you. I believe 10. If you're asking about the Blue Archives story. It's like, 10 segments and there's 2, story combats. It's getting real. Again. So, let's see here. Moving on. Yeah, no, a little crack. But, let's see. This next one comes from, Dancing Animals Vigorously Eat.
I get it. This is much better.
Yeah, no, this one does not. The one does not offend me.
It took me a second.
Yes. But they say, do you guys think FGO has lost interest in making new Hassan servants? Quick answer, no, because we still have to get through our fucking backlog of Hassan servants. There's a fuck ton of them.
There are a few. I mean, a lot of them are like not well illustrated, but we do know the names of a few. I didn't even remember it was something smoke. But that technically,
well, we don't have names. They're always just called,
in...
Hassan, but they usually have their noble phantasm.
We know the appellations, what they were the Hassan of a couple of them. Not a lot of them have appeared in any story, but their techniques have been, named and known. Like that one guy who makes it explode. Yeah. But there was Hassan of the something smoke was technically in Camelot. They had a generic sprite, but they existed.
Yeah. A lot of the major Hassans have already appeared. Because we have Serenity from Prototype, Cursed Arm from, Stay Night, and
100 Faces from Zero.
Zero.
Gramps.
I think the only one that's probably not in the major work is Fake Assassin from Strange Fake, which, honestly, I was looking at their profile earlier, might just be a fucking faker. I think it literally fits that profile.
Yeah, that would work.
It's like it's someone, someone who wants to be something so badly, but is not.
They aren't even actually Hassan. They just know all their techniques.
Yep.
Which is why we know the names of lots of weird Hassan techniques out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, there's still a lot of backlog. I wouldn't say necessarily FGO has lost interest. That kind of implies that they had any necessary interest other than just filling in the story backlog before.
Mm.
I kind of feel like they definitely have gotten away from that with Assassins just to keep things, variable, because the restriction that it was only those, 25 guys ever was silly. One of the rules Nasu isn't afraid to break going back in time. But I also don't think there's been, we don't have any weird statements by Nasu in an interview going yes, FGO is done with Hassans forever. It's just, I don't think it's come up. You never know, might come up later. But FGO has a huge backlog of all kinds of servants and characters, period. Going back years. Hell, fucking Roland was only this year in JP. When was that Astolfo interlude that had his fucking story sprite?
I think that was well, it had to come out post Astolfo, so...
Astolfo was the first White Day, I think. So yeah, we got a long backlog of a lot of this stuff. Long histories, big trails. Sorry, I paused there because I briefly felt like I was losing my mind. I was like, oh, I thought I was at the end of a Lotto run, not the start of a new run.
It's blurring together!
Fucking losing my mind here. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Alright, but we have one more.
Oh, no mas. So this next one, last one, comes from propagator of Vitra Propaganda. Question, Lucky, which of the Sakuras would you like to see made into a future Santa? Mega, which of the Rins would you like to see as a future Santa? I mean, I answered this earlier, comma.
Yeah, you did.
Just for maximum gremlin energy. I know what I'm about.
I don't actually think any of our Rin faces would make a really good Santa. I feel like Aresh would get the most Babarist by it, and does have at least the Merry Christmas on the Underworld as a precedent. But just try to imagine, okay? Ishtar is Santa. No. She steals all the presents for herself. That's the plot. The plot is we have to go beat her up to get the presents back because she fucking stole them.
Alright.
Spaced Ishtar yeets all the presents into space.
So what you're saying is we need Rin Lily.
We've had CEs of Tiny Rin, and there's some CGs of young Space Ishtar. We could do some work. There's some stuff there. We could do that as kind of a reverse, because Altera has that Altera larva form and Extella Link that's still not an FGO.
Every time.
There's some fun parallels you could draw. But yeah, there you go. That's my answer. Rin is bad Santa. Not to say that that's not the joke. As Lucky said, comma, that would be, an actively malevolent Santa.
I'm here for maximum gremlin energy.
Just like the movie Gremlins, the famous Christmas movie.
But with that, do believe we are done.
I don't need to worry about logging in. I am literally playing right now. I'll get my logins right away as soon as I'm done with this run. But yes, I do believe that is our last mailbag. A lovely full mailbag day. Even though we had hardly any news, we have made it to about an hour and a half of raw recordification.
Whoa.
It's pretty good. Okay. That means it's time to slide into to free talk. We have a couple of things on the come up. First of all, it was very recently announced by Crunchyroll that the Solomon stage play is going to be on Crunchyroll.
Ta-da!
And I believe somebody in our patron chat earlier said it was confirmed for New Year's Eve. Otherwise, we just know it's coming soon. So, that's nice. We've done a decent effort to bring over more and more of these little, things out there. So, it's pretty cool. Catch up. And, New Year's, Christmas, whenever, that is a decent time to stage it, after all. That's when the original Solomon block hit us, in that gap between Christmas and New Year's events.
Mm-hmm.
And what a time it was. But that does probably mean that then we can move on to our last segment for the day, Carnimus' final impressions. So, story's all out. Everybody should be caught up. Should have got all your black presents. Everybody's should have all their Carna stuff going on. And so we can talk about it. Sorry, I'm stretching out. We can do this a little bit. But yeah, so event happened. There were twists and turns and stuff. There were CGs.
Mm-hmm. Again, shout out to the art team for making those L2D backgrounds. I kind of wish those were permanent.
Yeah, there's some really good backgrounds, lots of special effects with, ice, fire, etc.
Things just waving in the wind.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed.
Some, it being a seasonal event, there was a lot of interaction back and forth there. Loved the fucking, obviously the Liz Day was really funny. It's
Listen,
good
Vitra really wanted to see people still do some song and dance.
Yeah. And obviously, a little bit of a maybe a call forward to Halloween coming back, but very classic Liz gags that I feel like we haven't gotten in a while.
Mm-hmm.
The singing and everything. And then, of course, one of the days was Kyo, and Richard just being utterly bamboozled by how Kiyohime works. Yeah, I didn't tell her to do anything yet.
Yeah.
And you can just be like, yeah, it's Kyo. Kyo is Kyo, indeed.
Who's gonna Kyo?
So overall, pretty fun. I talked about this earlier. There's a lot of world building about, dragons as a concept and kind of going back and forth. And I think the inclusion of Sieg that one day is a good job to kind of introduce the idea that a character, a servant can be a dragon, but can also be something else, right?
Mm-hmm. Because
that plays into the ultimate kind of whatchamacallit. Basically, it boils into Richard's own duality. No, it doesn't mean that. They literally explain it. They explain how dragons work. It's in the event. But yeah, that ultimately goes into the pocket reveal, I guess. That, well, I suppose Arjuna Alter kind of phrases it the best. Richard's not an evil entity per se, even though she is very much an antagonist. She's very antagonistic. She's so antagonistic, she fucking rolls around in the snow waiting for you. A great moment. Very, very classy. Ooh, 2 summon tickets for Advent Calendar today.
Oh, nice.
I'll go spend those on the Vitra banner immediately for fucking nothing. I mean, I'll say, listen, you guys can do that, but I feel like people in the audience play it up a lot as talking about her kink and whatever. I guess she, with the licking and the pointy teeth, Vitra does come across as kind of kinky, but it is just kind of what she's about.
Da Vinci does use the term sadistic and masochistic when describing her.
It's true. Tiny Vinci, where did you learn all those words?
I didn't teach you that.
That's a fucking Angel Song 4-star CE, and that's fucking nothing. Alright, last ticket. It's another CE. It's the fucking 3-star CE. Cool, okay. It was indeed nothing. Told you.
That's how it be.
But yes, there's a lot of work, I think, and it's done well in the reveal of, like, why Vritra is the way she is, you know, and what it means. I talked about this in the Wanted a little bit. If you haven't go see that, go check out the Wanted. I think it's cool, and there's a lot more extra background fluff to Vritra that will become clear if you actually read the stuff there. But the original myth, as far as I could tell from the different Vedic hymns and epic poems and stuff, with Vritra is not cyclical. But it does kind of have a seasonal, a cyclical theme. Hindu, cosmology and a lot of their myths are very cyclical in nature. So I think it's an okay, story flex. It's thematically appropriate, even if it's not literal to text. And it kind of works out. FGO does their usual job of solidifying several different versions, block them up with clouds, block them up with fortresses, block them up with Vritra's enormous body.
I mean, that's what, mythology is. Mythology was most often used to explain something that no one else knew how to fucking explain, so they just go, evil did it.
Yeah. We understand that water comes from mountains, and in winter, there's less water from mountain. Why? Well, it's not like I can go up this mountain and check, because keep in mind, around the Indus Valley area, the mountains around there are the Himalayas. They're very tall. So, yeah, it fits themes. I talked about this last week and all that wanted as well. Vritra's Legend also fits the Storm God defeats, the Serpent of Disaster or Chaos theme as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it plays together. It's kind of interesting to see Vritra write a back-to-back with Lost Belt 5.5, because obviously Yamato no Orochi is a very similar myth.
Yeah.
So they're drawing thematic parallels. It just kind of makes me sad once again that we didn't really get a lot of Ibuki in 5.5. Hopefully we can actually get some better characterization in Tunguska in about a year. For those reasons, basically, because this does a really good job of setting up, Vritra's role and stuff, and it is really always interesting to see these plays on the myths of, this, character is an adversary, an opponent, they know their role and go in there, but it's all part of the thing, what Vritra wants for Christmas is for somebody to, defeat her, basically. You could phrase that as somebody to beat her up, but that just keeps us crawling down the slightly awkward, kinky bits.
No, it's kind of like a lesser, beast of humanity kind of thing there.
Yeah.
That's basically what I took away from this. Vritra exists for a challenge to be overcome. That's for a hero to come and vanquish her and return things to how they were.
It reminds us of the classic triangle we've brought up a few times. Monsters, demons, defeat humans, and so humans create heroes defeat monsters, but the humans eventually unmake their heroes through whatever means. It's a classic cycle we see iterated a lot in Fate, and this event is a good microcosm of that, because Karna Karna kind of reverts to a more childish state when he's back at his training. He's really obsessed with his boxing and his fucking road work. Going on back and forth. So there's a lot of that going on. And then he kind of has to relearn some of his lessons. A lot of people have talked up classic Arjuna classic this event, because I think this is a good characterization of him as well. You've got on the one hand double secret Parvati coordinating everything behind the scenes. And then, getting Arjuna to do this stuff, and then Arjuna creates a second layer of doing things behind the scenes, sending his altar out there and stuff. And kind of, setting up, he doesn't really want to help Karna per se, but also he doesn't want us to lose per se. So it's I believe it does fit the general vibe of Arjuna, as he says. He is not the hero of benefaction. He is the hero of getting all the stuff, So a lot of stuff comes easier to him that doesn't come to other people, but it's kind of freaky sometimes. So he tries to play it subtle, and it does work out. He does actually set up a couple of things. I'm trying to remember the exact order of events because it's been about a week since the actual story bits dropped. I'm trying to remember, were we supposed to have figured it out on our own, or did Arjuna straight up tell us that Vritra wasn't a bad guy?
He straight up told us. It was basically,
Yeah, right. I think he figured it out the night before when he told Vritra to not fight us for a day or whatever, because she's fucking invincible, and then we figured it out. I don't think he explained the rest of us to what we needed to pep talk Karna about, because that's the second thing. Obviously, we talked about Karna's got a character arc in this as well, a mini character arc. I mentioned this earlier. Santa Karna takes himself really, really seriously.
Yes.
And so, ultimately, the point we gotta be is hey, buddy, you gotta relax a little. As goofy as they are, all the other Santas are having fun, right? You can't take this 100% seriously. Santa spreads joy throughout Christmas by being joyful himself. And it's true, The big red guy's always out there fucking ho-ho-hoing, Merry Christmas to all and good night and shit. Mm-hmm. So, You need a certain amount of Christmas cheer yourself to properly be Santa, and that gives Karna the juice he needs to figure it out. I like the use of Arjuna Alter in the event as well. It's very subtle, but it's good.
Use him as basically a detect evil.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be in some of his slightly less robotic ascensions. He gets to some characterization in there. You get some good George. I like all the cameos and stuff we go through. And Karna summoning the writers at the end is perfect. Picking Hans because, Seafoam.
Mm-hmm.
Painful, but correct. And I do mention that in The Wanted. I did not know exactly it would come up, but it made sense for her, a lot of her invincibility. That is actually, one of the versions is that Vritra is so strong and, manages to actually bully Indra that the other gods, have to get Vritra to release him, and basically Vritra's like, okay, we're going to sign a peace deal. You can't attack me. In day or at nights, you can't use any weapon made out of wood, steel, or stone, and you can't attack me with anything wet or dry. So Indra attacks Vritra at twilight with Seafoam. It was Divine Seafoam. It had one of the big guys in it. I don't remember. I can't remember his real name. It's the Preserver. I'm blanking right now, though. But yeah, so that was another fun mythological callback that I caught up because of my research. Though I think Karna does a decent job of explaining literally the prophecy-ass requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Kids, this is why you don't, when you're making magical deals and contracts and prophecies and shit, don't be that specific. That's how you fuck yourself. Mm-hmm. Just say, don't attack me. No fighty. Don't try and box out all the loopholes. You'll just make more loopholes. But yeah, overall, it's a real fun event. I think it hits to the Christmas stuff, we get a little bit of resolution with our characters actually getting to open their presents afterward. Yeah! Everybody's happy. Christmas cheers everywhere.
I like the thing they did with how after everything was released, it was even better than before, which makes sense in a renewal kind of sense.
Yeah.
If the mountain water did get dammed up because it's frozen, once the spring melt comes down, that shit would just come down like a fucking with a thing. So I was like, no, it's very nice.
Yeah, and also again, not to harp on it too much, but mythologically appropriate. Most of the descriptions are after Indra defeats Vritra and the water is freed. Is it's not just back to normal. It's really, really good. There's loads of healthy spring rains and flowing waters and sunshines and joy and shit. Everybody's happy. Mostly because they get to eat and drink again. It's very important.
Very important.
Water, important.
Life.
And I do like that we do have that commentary, right? Arjuna Alter is I can't say that Vritra is actually an evil creature. She's more of a mechanism. But at the same time, a lot of our characters are explicit to acknowledge that, yes, blocking up all the water in the world is a cause of human suffering. That is going to be a source of harm. You could call it an evil act, but the main thing is that Vritra is not necessarily malicious about it. It's kind of weird to phrase it that way because the game explicitly draws the sadism parallel, and that is how she acts. She greatly enjoys causing extra, hardship and suffering to people, but it's not really about the actual act of suffering. It's more just that, there's hardships. Vritra would probably have fun if she played a particularly tough game of chess against you. Foolish mortal, it's checkmate in 4 moves. But something I was going to bring up earlier is, I think in general this event does a decent job, again, with some of the supporting characters, but also with Vritra herself, kind of commenting on how servants really are, they're multiple stories layered on top of each other, basically. You know, heroic spirits are supposed to be conceptual in some way. Dragons are also explicitly called out as conceptual beings. So, Vritra is a dragon. She is an evil serpent, as Georgios talks about, an embodiment of sin. She is also a demon. She is an Asura, a lot of Western groups use the demon translation, and I think that's fairly fair, but I've also seen, the kind of comparison is the Asuras, the Devas are gods, and therefore the Asuras are anti-gods, kind of protagonist and antagonist factions. But she is also a divinity herself. I think I talked about this in the Wanted. There are a variety of sources for Vritra, including actually being created by a Deva who's pissed off at Indra for something. So he, makes a horrible demonic creature to fuck with Indra, and it works.
What's up?
Sorry, it's killing me that I can't remember this one fucking god's name. So I'm gonna Google it. But
Google
Vishnu. That's right. Vishnu's the preserver. Yeah. But apparently there's a fucking superhero called the Preserver in like DC or something, and I'm like, why the fuck is that my top result? Fuck you. But so in some versions, Vritra is a like devout follower of Vishnu, and kind of the reason why Vritra falls is because they decide to do violence as part of and become king of the Asuras rather than just fulfill their duty to Vishnu. So there's kind of that back and forth there. I mean, that's another thing, syncretism. There are, similar versions. I mean, I'm pretty sure that FGO literally gives her credit for other characters. We'll see that in our interlude, I think, later. Hopefully I've got her to I'll get her by then permanently to actually check it out. But for instance, at least in the original translation, again, don't have one in English, so can't double check right away. I have to see if anybody's uploaded the official localizations to the internet somewhere. But they compared her female form to another character, and they said that was in relation to something else. I don't remember who it is off the top of my head. It's all in the Wanted. But I tried to do some research, and I'm like, I don't see any connection between Vritra and this person. There's a connection between that person and Ravana, the evil Ashura from Rama's story, right? And I believe that comes up in Vritra's interlude. So I don't know exactly what FGO is doing with that angle there, and I believe it's gonna come back. But I guess they are at least playing their card that some bits that are associated with other Asura, because, Vritra's supposed to be the strongest Asura ever, she gets extra credit for them, I guess? Something like that. But for like, what is it, 7 actual story nodes? I guess 8-ish technically, because there's a prologue. The epilogue doesn't really add that much, just get your grail. And yes, there was a holy grail. Vritra had a grail. It let her do extra things.
Let her get her god blessing.
Yeah, get some of her divinity back and actually counter the powers of Santa. I do like how they talk about just the mantle of being Santa Claus is so strong that you need, extra holy grail juice to fuck with it. But yeah, it's pretty light for that little bit of lightness. I feel like it's very distinct. Like all the different casts of characters were fairly memorable. You got a lot of your moments with all your favorite Dragon Slayers and extra. Even though they were like mostly copies, except for Kama. No, that is indeed the real Kama.
That was a clue too.
Yeah. Yeah, and that goes back to the thing you talked about earlier about, the evils of humanity and the beasts thing. Like, why would Kama be really upset to be doing something? Well, that means it's out of love. Well, yeah, that would also make her double mad that Arjuna figured it out because of that. Just, oh my god damn it. Just trying to mind my own business, okay? Kama was not minding her own business.
Kama never minds her own business.
She's bad at that. But she was almost, she was halfway to becoming a beast, so it makes sense. But yeah, like, for all those little bits, even I said the antagonist characters are very, very well done. So it's a really good event. I hope we continue to get this much. Unfortunately, I kind of feel like we won't, because I don't think I heard anybody talking about the Martha Christmas event.
No.
Like, I feel like, considering how often, especially how often Summer Martha does that cameo, but in general, how often Martha does have, I mean, it has to have a story. It has a welfare. They got to get you that welfare somehow. I feel like she does, kind of deserve her turn as the centerpiece of a Christmas story, because she does keep coming back as a character. But
And she's been
don't-
in, like, everyone, now I think about it.
Yeah, I think it's because she's a saint, and also because she's got a very solid character for these kinds of seasonal events. It's why I assume she also came and had a summer as well, early on. Because, Martha can kind of ping pong between that being, well, yes, I am a follower of Jesus the Christ, a tamer of dragons, super cool lady. And then also she can be like, all right, I'm gonna beat you up.
It's like, now is the time for violence.
So it's a really good, a back and forth there that works for a lot of the, the way that seasonals are set up, which have these great jokes, but can also have these really poignant stories. So like I said, I think it's good that she gets her own, kind of centerpiece in an event, but I don't really think that event really blew anybody away. I'm going to guess it's probably because they didn't introduce any new characters, really? If I remember, the SSR on the banner was Scotty.
I do believe I complained. I do think that because of the COVID crisis, they did not actually have as much time on Martha Summer.
Especially considering that Tunguska was right around the corner, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like something that got dropped a little. On the one hand, I kind of am glad that this year they did not try and half-ass something. They just decided to rerun the event. They didn't have the time to rerun before. Give that extra bit of lotto juice. Bring Santa Carna back because he's cool. Give everybody another crack at it. Help you get that little bit of extra grinding done before the big boy story drop. So I do hope that new Christmas events will return. But again, at this rate, we're gonna keep doing story at the end of the year till Kingdom Come, year 2025 or whatever. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Mm-hmm.
But I it's a good event overall. I appreciate it. Had a good time. Hope to roll Ritra someday. TM. So yeah, it was good. Anything else you want to add, Lucky?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, let's see. How have we been going then? And obviously, people at home, please leave your thoughts about the Christmas event in the comments down below. We love to see those. You can jump on our Discord as well. Chat about stuff. I don't think I've really heard anybody saying anything bad about the event per se. I've seen a lot of stuff from our community. Like I said, a lot of people maybe turning some corners on Arjuna because this lets you kind of see him in a different light because he's not really, being antagonistic just to fuck over Karna. He's actually out here doing stuff because he's trying to go along to get along. Like I said, decent Ashwathaman as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just good times all around. Good Christmas chat, yes. But yes, well, we're almost at 2 hours, so probably by the time we get all our winding down business done, we'll at least clear 2 hours of raw recording, and then I can go ahead and set this to audio edit and video process and hopefully be out of the way by the time the actual stream starts, so I can at least check in. But okie dokie, that means it's time for a decent wind down. I'm pretty sure I talked about this last week, but I will remind everybody of our Fancy Friday poll results. I believe it was Vanagander. I will double check.
Vanagander. Listen, sometimes you just have to let it go.
Oh, yes. We should be doing an episode on the 30th? That's not even New Year's Eve, so it's not a thing. I'm pretty sure I'm free the 30th. Everybody will be gone by then. I will say I did not bring this up Wednesday because, time and space relations. But I want to let everybody know. I probably should have mentioned it Wednesday, and I'll probably say it again on What's Up. But there will be no Final Fantasy stream this Wednesday. That's my family gathering day, that Wednesday. So we'll be doing that. Depending on how stuff shakes, we can maybe switch it around. But we do have a Fail Betrayal vote people we're pretty good in, so I wouldn't necessarily want to push everything. We'll see about juggling the schedule next week. It is kind of a slightly funny week because Christmas is Sunday, New Year's Eve is next Saturday, and then New Year's Day is the next Sunday. So it's that perfectly bracketed week. The week is literally all just the holiday time.
Mm-hmm.
And my birthday is the 29th, but I don't know exactly what we're doing. I talked about this last week. We usually go out to see a movie. I don't think there's any movie I want to see in theaters because Avatar 2 is 3 hours long, and it's gonna be fucking cold. I don't think I want to be out of the house like that. Might do a rental instead. I still haven't seen Top Gun 2, so maybe rent that on a service because it's on fucking Paramount Plus for streaming, I think.
You say that. I think you just wanted to see more in a maid outfit and less about the apology.
Chat, regular people, if you don't get that context, there's some discussion going back and forth about Blue Archive. Support us on Patreon. Join the patron chat. You don't have to be a high-level patron. Just need a little bit of patron. And you can observe the Patreon chat. But yes, speaking of Patreon, I did grab the poll. It is Vanagander. Very nice winner. With about 50% of the vote out of 18. Pretty big pickup there. So that's finalized. That'll be it. As like I said, we should be doing a show the 30th. That's when we'll cover that. We'll be talking about any initial release stuff for Lost Belt 7. Again, probably no actual spoilers, because we're not going to know what the fuck's going on. We don't read Japanese. And there, again, allegedly shouldn't be any banners until the actual New Year's. Though that'll be, several days out from then. So we'll keep you up to date on the news. As always, Lucky hasn't said anything to me yet about us missing What's Up tomorrow, so we should have a Christmas Eve, What's Up for you, talk about stuff. I haven't actually brought up the scheduling question, but I probably should mention it, though I don't know if, because some of our people don't necessarily have that problem. I don't know if we're going to have a tabletop game Christmas Day. I should be plenty free by the evening time when we normally do it. Like I said, I'm not doing a big family thing until the upcoming week. I know some of the gamers don't have necessarily Christmas-specific obligations, but I don't know where everybody else is doing, so we'll see about that. So we'll continue to ask there. But you can catch our What's Up presentation, as always. That is live-streamed every Saturday when we can make it, so you can go ahead and fire that one up then. So if you're watching this episode public on YouTube, that's later that same day. Go check it out. We'll have a fun time. There's an intense discussion going on in Patreon chat.
It's really intense.
It sounds intense.
Well, I would never actually seriously call someone a monster.
Something, if humans had wings, they'd be monsters.
Something.
Crisis Core's weird, guys. I like it, but it was weird. Anyway, I'll get more into that in What's Up. There's your preview.
Yeah.
So check that out. Once again, Monday should be fine. That's Boxing Day. Speaking of Vanagander, we'll be back with more God of War Ragnarok. Be sure to check out those streams. They've been going for several weeks now. We are having a good time. We're leveling stuff up. We had Playable Boy last time.
Yeah, I was excited to get to that part.
It's a good part. And, fun little shake-up to the gameplay formula. So we'll just keep on keeping on. This previous week, if you hadn't caught it yet, but you might have, we did do a special fail portrayal. We talked about Shin Megami Tensei. You guys are really eating that one up. Kind of surprised, but it's doing good in the views. As the meme goes, this doing numbers.
I bet Axe was on fire.
I don't know if Axe has been paying attention to the vibes. He's been... I should say, well, I think he should be a little bit happy. Don't worry about it if you missed a couple.
Well, no, I meant like during the fail betrayal.
Oh, yes, no, that's what I was going to say. He, it was his suggestion to do the SMT one. I thought it would be a good idea. He definitely put in his homework to get in there, so it was pretty good. As usual, we shenanigans around a lot, but that's what happens. It was also pretty long. Did have a lot to talk about. It's funny. We, at one point, technically David, who's in the prog crew, has been on some fail betrayals before. Usually he works Tuesdays, but at one point he says, damn, I'm not going to be home. He's talking about SMT, like at the start of the stream. The stream went on so long that he got home and joined us for the call for like the last hour or 30 minutes. So
nice. We
took a long while, but YouTube seems to be enjoying it, and it was good. I mean, like I said, Axe, people are watching it, so that means I think people are interested. That's pretty good. It was a good time. We'll occasionally continue to keep trying to do more fun side fail betrayals to, shake things up every once in a while. That's usually every Tuesday. It's usually about Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, so we should have another one of those in the hopper. Again, don't know the exact schedule. We'll debate some stuff back and forth. But tune into What's Up. At some point over the next week-ish, I do have to actually work out a Muramasa Wanted, so I'll have some fun with that one, I'm sure. I get to talk about swords.
Swords.
I just have to find time in the holiday days to work that one out, but we'll get there. So, yeah, I think that's all of our future stuff to be aware for. And we did cross the 2-hour mark raw recording anyway.
Hello.
That will definitely trim down. There was that little bit where, like, Lucky stepped away and there was some dead air. Because I'm just faffing around with chat. But, it's good to get the hours in. And if that is everything, we should probably just, like I said, go ahead and wrap this up so I can get this out and edited and set up just in time for there to be more news. Again, ish. I don't actually, okay. There'll be Lost Belt 7 news. Lost Belt 7 will be dropping after maintenance and stuff. I'm still very curious, what actual news coverage will be on the stream, so it's hard to predict. And if it's anything too crazy, we'll bring it up probably on What's Up, tomorrow, as of we're recording this, but otherwise, we'll see you in a week, I guess.
In a week.
Okay, so that means it's time for a little outro. Hey, if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to give it a like if you liked it. Feed the algorithm, let people know this video is cool, and you liked it. Thumbs up. Click it now. Do it. You made it all the way through this episode. You know you liked it. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Any of your old comments, all kinds of things there. Go ahead and drop that line. And you can also join our Discord, link in the video description and our channel page. We've got, Discord channel to talk about FGO, talk about other stuff. We've got a rolling thread. We have several spoiler threads that you can, engage in or mute at your preference if you want to get your talk on. And yes, that does mean that JP spoilers are segregated, so if you want to pop in and don't want to worry about spoilers, we got that covered for you. So, yeah. Additionally, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel I talked about earlier. Really want to hit, I'd love to hit 3,200 subs. I'd love to hit more, but 3,200 subs is the closest round number that I'd like to get at. So, sub. Make sure to ring the bell for notifications so you know we're posting a video. If you like listening to us for all these hours, consider dropping us a channel membership as well. Click the join button or the membership link below. Get access to membership badges and emotes. Emotes and membership badges are visible in comments, live chat, and on community pages. So if you submit a mailbag, you can get a little badge and put some emotes in there. Splash them in there. And, of course, like we said at the front of the show and I brought up earlier, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to the audio version of the show, downloadable for as little as $1 a month, or roughly $10 a year. Almost a new year, perfect time to drop $10. Get us for a whole year. Lock in your support. Get access to our patron-only Discord channel, and also at that level. At higher levels, you can get access to topic polls like Fanservant Friday. You can get access to certain video releases like Wanted Early. At the even higher tiers, you can listen to Let's Talk FGO get recorded live every week, and also listen in and get on-air shoutouts and stuff. It's a real fun time. It helps support us. Thanks, everybody, for supporting us, throughout this year and through years upcoming. Though, of course, we do still have one more show in 2023.
One more.
But that's everything for me, so I'm going to go freeze my ass off. It's fucking 35 degrees. It's Florida. What the fuck?